Yo, press record. What's up? You're listening to Zero to X. My name is Daniel, and today with me, as always,
Hey guys,
what's up? What's up?
dude,
Guy,
it's the first quarter. No, it's the, how do I even say this correctly? It's 1/3 of our second year.
Yep.
Okay, so it's the first third
Yeah.
of our second year.
Wait. We're three. Oh, we're 4 weeks in. Jeez,
Yes,
it's the
we're 4 weeks
third.
in.
God.
4 weeks in. How have
Lord.
your first 4 weeks been? Mine have been rough, but how have yours been?
Yeah, it's ghetto, man. Bro, it's ghetto. I'm coming into this year. I wanted to by this year, I obviously mean April to June. Like we're speaking in terms of
Especially for people who are fresh
for
listeners.
people who might be like, don't be confused. So for context, what we do is that we
think about
think about each quarter in a year as
a
a 12
year.
week year,
Yes.
essentially. So we
a
have
heavy sprint.
a heavy sprint. So we just sprint through the 12 weeks. And the kind of loose way to think about it is that the first week you spend the first week of the year planning. The next 10 weeks executing, and then the last week kind of like cooling off or resting or trying to prepare for the next. So that's kind of the idea. So you have 10 solid weeks of execution. Kind of like helps focus and makes you meet milestones more easy.
Yeah.
We're still experimenting, but that should be what it'll look like.
Yeah.
So bro, I came into this year from last year trying to reduce the amount of reactive work that I do and do more proactive stuff.
Okay.
I would say I have been 30 to 40% effective in that regard, which is a lot for me because I'm increasing the spread between the work that is proactive and the work that reactive. Reactive just means things don't burn. Being proactive is what builds things.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Reactive is
stopping the house from
stopping the house from going up in
going up in flames.
But proactive is what builds things. So slower than I would like, but personally, I think Amara, you know this. We spoke a lot more during this week. Guys, you know what's funny? Because we have these Zero to X conversations, Amara and I don't talk as much during the week until
it is what it is.
But this week, I think we have I had a couple of things I needed to bounce off him, and he came clutch. It was a weird deal where Amara said that he'll call me anytime. I said,
Bro.
What do you mean? Call you anytime. Bro, what do you mean? What happened to your entire 24 hours?
Full disclosure, that day was going up in flames.
Okay, so for context, if this is your first time, Amara has every single minute of every hour of every day.
Yes.
Scheduled.
Okay, to a large extent.
Amara time boxes a lot, so
yeah,
you kind of have to tell him, oh, when are you going to be available to do this, and then he lets you know. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But he just said, call me anytime. I said, You should have seen my reaction. Like, what?
Lord.
What do you mean you're free?
But yeah, my first third has been rough, man. It's been rough because I was telling you just before we pressed play.
Press record. Yeah.
I was telling Daniel, guys, that I just recently really began to think deeply about the Pareto principle. So if you don't know what the Pareto principle is, it's just the idea that 20% of the work that you do, of everything that you do, actually gets you 80% of the results in your life. You get from area to area. Yeah. So I just really had to use this past week to start really thinking, what's my 20%?
Interesting.
It's a principle, and that's the thing with a lot of things in life. You know them in passing, but you don't take so much time to sit down and think through them. I was speaking with a friend, and he was talking about how he would sometimes introspect, and then he will get to the point where he needs to be solution oriented, and he's unable to kick past that phase.
Get out of his head.
And I'm just like, bro, I don't know if there is any point of introspecting if you can't figure out
100%,
how to
that makes sense.
Be better in some way.
Yeah.
But yes, I had to spend this week really working through what my 20% of activities are. And this is not to say that I don't give everything attention. It's just that I was beginning to feel like Daniel in one of the previous episodes where he said he was juggling. He's on a unicycle and he's juggling. I'm like, this is not Amara, this is Daniel.
Wow, shade.
Sorry, bro. I'm like, why am I feeling like I'm taking on so much? And I think this might help someone that in these kinds of situations, it makes a lot of sense to just slow down, really just slow down.
Agreed.
Honestly,
Agreed.
You know, one thing I found, if you actually take a pause, things won't scatter to the degree that you think they would scatter.
True. Very true.
So it's kind of like what happens over Christmas. Like, I'll get back to my point of slowing down, but it's kind of like what happens over Christmas, where most of our working activities take a full stop. Like they hit a full stop.
Must be nice for a
lot of people. Yeah, for a lot of people. And you would assume that under those kinds of circumstances, that by the time everybody gets back into their work, that everywhere will be chaos. But it's usually not chaos. It's usually planning and execution for the new session, the new season, right?
Yep.
And so I just think about how I was thinking these past couple of days that if I can actually find a way in which to slow down and assess where the problem is, I feel like, even though I feel like a lot of things are going to scatter, they probably won't. And it helped because in slowing down, I could then say that, oh yeah, Amara, the problem is you planned your life first week of January. I was telling Daniel, these guys.
Yeah.
I pretty much put up my working to-do list and all of those things first week of January. It wasn't a very flexible to-do list, to be honest, right? And that's not so much of a bad thing. It's just what it was. But I now found that I started adding these things. I mean, you guys who have been following the podcast from episode 1 know all the things. You know the things I've been.
You know the struggle.
So I started adding these things. Now I'm vetting 0x podcasts. Now I am editing. I'm spending so much more time in content production, content creation, and content actual scheduling and pushing out. And a lot of other things that I have come out to my plate. And I'm like, yeah, but I didn't fix this into my to-do list. I'm just vibing through them. So they were making a lot of other things suffer. And it was in that Pareto thing, I was like, okay, yeah, I need to actually figure out what my high priority activities are. And we'll talk a lot more about this in another episode. But just to shed some light about how doing that, just taking our time to really think, what's the 20% that's helping you to achieve the bulk of, because every task doesn't have the same weight.
100%.
They don't.
100%.
So it's like realizing, okay, which ones are I think, is weightiest the word? I don't know if weighty.
Which ones have the most impact?
Yes. Which ones have the yes, exactly, the highest returns on effort. And that's how I was able to decipher that, okay, yeah, this is how I'm going to schedule things going forward. So my first thought was rough because it was a lot of juggling, but now I am fully convinced that I can run in my second and thirds.
For me, Amara, you know this already. Going through a couple of literally since the end of last year. Remember how I said that there were episodes that we were having, and I was like, this is a paradigm shift I have to hold on to. This is a kind of mindset I need to hold on to. So I won't say I've gotten to the culmination, but there's a lot of momentum that's picking up in terms of mindsets and ideologies that I'm learning to more consciously internalize and hold on to. So I'm excited to see what this will look like in 2 weeks. Because the phone call I said I had with Amara earlier on in the week was me saying, see, I need to consolidate all of this thinking. One thing I kept on saying, I need to think long and hard about this particular thing to figure out a solution. Because it was as much disclosure as I can give. It was a thing where I felt I wasn't the kind of person that could do the things I was ideally supposed to do. I wasn't the quality of person just yet. And I needed to become that person. It's how they say, to do things that you have never done before, you have to become a person that you haven't become before. And for me, it wasn't a case of, think of it like a jar, that you just put a lot of things inside. So depending on how effectively you fill things, it will be able to carry more stuff.
Or there'll be a lot more pores.
Or there'll be a lot more pores, exactly. So someone might say, let's remove the pores and fit more things in a more efficient manner. bro, this time was about scattering the entire damn container,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It was about the entire damn containers gotta go, bro. So it's like a brand new container. That's what it needed to be. That's what it needed to be. And
I know, guys, some of these things will sound abstract, but
just follow. But just follow. Because just bear. I don't know how else to explain it. But essentially, like, it made sense. So I'm just on the mental side of things. I'm enjoying the process of the things we've been talking about.
And the momentum has been building.
And it's building. And I'm like, I'm just gonna write this out. Maybe take it more into my hands and try and see if I can't, speed it up, because time is going. Not that time is going, but how much more faster can we go? Like, this is an exciting thing to be doing. Yeah, like it's an exciting thing to be doing. Just knowing that this is the place I want to get to. I'm on a lower quote unquote frequency, and it seems as if I'm quote unquote maxing out, albeit inefficiently. There are some tweaks here and there I could do, but I was like, nah. To be able to do the full thing, I have to become someone else, and that in itself is a process. So being aware, which was why, guys, if there are a couple of, maybe one of these days, maybe when we get to episode 25, that's not so far, that's like 2 episodes away.
Bro,
or episode 50 or something.
Like 2 episodes away.
Yeah, or like episode 50 or something, we'll do like a ranking of some of our best,
favorite episodes.
Our favorite episodes.
Yeah. I like, sometimes I just hold back from sharing what my favorite episodes are. I'm like, let me just keep compiling them.
But one of the things that I realized, that I think Amara and I have said this a lot, that one of the most useful things you can have or develop, especially as a member of a community, as a listener of a community, is the ability to be self-aware.
Yeah.
Because you don't grow things without measuring, without paying attention to things. And if you're not a self-aware person, you will not be able to do that. So this is what makes Aspire to Perspire ineffective.
Yes.
Amara and I were just complaining about this thing. We're complaining about the people that just think that Aspire to Perspire is Aspire to
all
Perspire.
Talk.
It's all talk. It's just hot hair. And I'm like, no, it's not. It really isn't. If you have the self-awareness to introspect, to review and say, well, that's myself, man. I think as humans, we need to learn. I think a lot of people are there, but like for those who aren't, we need to learn to embrace ourselves a lot more, man. Yeah, so call yourself like with your full chest. That's how you grow. That's how you grow.
Like, the criticism, see, it's not always going to be palatable, and that's the thing. Like, you can't because of the manner in which something was said, then dump the entire thing. Yeah, or think of yourself as too high or too up there that, this doesn't apply to me, man. No, not at all. So, but yes, the self-awareness required if you want to max if you want to max out on the things that Amara and I share and talk about, self-awareness is like that was why I wouldn't say it was an intentional thing, but I would say by some way, form, or shape, Amara and I realized that we need to talk about self-awareness and how to develop it early on. I would not say it was the most intentional move, but I'm happy we did it then. Even like the better we get, the more research we put into things, we'll be able to share more powerful or easier or more concrete steps to developing that. Maybe formulas and sorts. But if you being a member of our 0 to X community, if you want to get the best of it, that self-awareness has to be there. And you can go back and check. I think it's somewhere in the early first 10 episodes. It's one of them. It's very clearly titled. Like something around self-awareness. So having that and building all this momentum to see, okay, what am I going to become? What does the quality of person that can do the things I want to do look like? So I'm really excited about that. So I'm really, really looking forward to the second third of this year. I'm like, bro, I'm so excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, same.
Happy to see what it's going to look like, what it's going to take. I don't know what it will look like. There are things I definitely want to see in terms of like the goals I've set. But what is going to take?
Bro, what's going to take?
What is going to take, man? That's what I think I'm looking forward to the most.
Anyway, so what are we talking about today?
There was something you mentioned earlier, man, about the Pareto principle and how you had to figure out how your day was going and whatnot. And I realized that planning and strategy and all of this good stuff, listening to Zero to X is all well and good.
They play an important role.
Yeah, they play an important role in themselves, but the trenches of getting things done, of executing day by day, is different.
Yeah, it's in the trenches.
It's in the trenches, literally in the trenches. So, and something I found out, and why we're talking about this because of personally, because of the effect it had on me.
Okay.
When I tried to implement 1/20th or 1/50th of the things I was learning at that point in time, I started reading this book, Cal Newport's Deep Work.
Okay, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that a little.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. Do you know if I haven't gone back to read? I have to like recraft and like an entire reading.
Guys, if you see Daniel's script,
bro, it's scattered. Because I'm just looking for ideas.
But you see, that's the way somebody who I look up to reads as well. He said he just looks for the concepts and dumps the rest of the book. Like, there's no time. And that's the thing, like, authors are trying to hook you with a lot of storytelling, and that's great. They play an important role, especially when you're trying to establish an epiphany or a paradigm shift.
Exactly.
Yes, they do play an important role, but a lot of us can actually see through the story and get to the point.
Bro, like,
give me the point. Give me the juice.
Esther, if you can just give me 3 bullet points, I'm fine. I'm very fine. But I mean, you have to make it interesting because I mean, a lot of the conversations we're able to have are from stories we read in this book. Yes. Look at the powerful episode we had with creating your own luck. You guys go listen to that. It was special. Amara spazzed. It was special. Like that story. No.
You know what's wild? I think I remember the title of that movie. Guys, I'm sorry. I should have done some tests.
So yeah, how do you focus? How do you focus? You are higher on the paradigm of getting things done than I am. So like, I'm going to yield the floor. I'm going to yield the floor. So how do you focus? What is it pre-game? What is it during the game and what is it post game?
I like bro. I can't tell you. See, I was struggling to answer this question in my head. Guys, you need to understand, for you to appreciate what's going to happen right now, you need to understand that these things are not scripted. I didn't come in planning what to say. But Daniel just gave me a very good pointer as to where to start to answer the question, and it's something I really love. Pre-game, during the game, and post-game. And bro, okay, let's do pre-game. Yeah. So, like I said, I think I've said a couple of episodes that my day starts off by 5:50 a.m. 5:50 because I need 10 minutes to wake my brain up.
Let's know what we're doing. Let's know what we're doing. We need 10 minutes to arrange ourselves.
Anyway, so my day starts like every day by 5:50 a.m.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I go through all of my, not to bore some of people who have heard the stories before, but like I go through the regular starting my day stuff. I exercise and I pray, I do all these other things, right? But I found that my work starts by 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And by exactly 7:30 a.m., everything first is on D&D. I don't want to see nothing. This works because definitely I'm working for myself, right? And so for somebody who works in the office, they might not share the same privilege. Like the office might dictate how your day starts.
I have some thoughts about that could really help. Yeah.
But I would love to hear what those thoughts are. But let me just shed some light. But prior, you see that window from 6 to 7:30, it makes or breaks the game. That pre-game is as important as the game.
100%.
Dude.
100%.
So for you listening, it might be meditation. For you, it might be whatever faith you have, right?
Yeah.
For you, it might be taking some time to meditate. You need to get your brain to be in a state that knows that it is work mode. Work mode. And one of the first things I did to help myself with this was, yes, I have my workspace in my house. Yeah. Right. So I don't work in my room. I don't it is an entire secluded area, right? And the moment I'm on that seat, it's, guys, conditioning. The brain, I need us to understand that a lot of things are scientific.
100%.
And you may to some extent may or may not be comfortable with this, but it's the truth. We can't change human nature
Yeah.
to very large extent.
Yeah.
Right? So we can only, first of all, understand the nature
Yeah.
so that we can control the nature. But we can't change it. But we can
Mm.
steer it in the
Yeah.
direction we would
Yeah.
like for it to go.
In a helpful manner.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So I got headphones. I think we've mentioned in one of the previous podcasts that I got headphones starting out my day because I don't want to hear any child or one goat scream. That's like Nigeria. You hear some goat crying.
My God.
I don't want to hear a goat. I'm working, guys. So like I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah.
So I got myself noise cancellation headphones. So the moment I set those on, then what am I listening to like early hours of my morning? I'm listening to audiobooks. That's how I get like into work mode proper. So I look for an audiobook that I'm already listening to, and then I just hit play, and then like I zone out. That's the first way in which I zone out. I've put everything on D&D. I've zoned out. But first of all, we must remember that it was tied to my high performance environment. I think we underlook the importance of priming an environment, condition your brain to be able to be a high performer.
This is so underrated, man.
Bro,
underemphasized.
Bro. The moment I sit on that chair, my brain just knows that now work mode. Like we're not playing here. Do you get? So it's for me, like I get there, I have done all sorts of, I've done exercises, I've done spent time studying scriptures, I've spent time meditating, and then I've even prayed. I've done everything. Like, and basically it's like, if you watch Naruto, you would know what chakra is. So it's like gathering chakra to run for the day. Chakra is kind of like energy guys. It's like mental and physical energy at the same time. Like on every front, basically. Yeah. And you're just, I wish I could put this thing into words, man. But 7:30, I am game. And I think saying this out loud makes me kind of understand how athletes feel when like,
that's
they blow the whistle to start. Exactly.
Like, bro,
exactly. But guys, you must understand that a lot of things sound cliche, but do it first and see whether it was cliche.
That's it.
You'll find that the result you're looking for is in that cliche activity. So maybe your parents or your guardian or whoever it is that you submit to in some way, shape, or form as an authority figure has advised you that you need to take your morning routine very seriously. It doesn't need to be a very solid list like Amara's list. You get? But you know that if you think deep and hard about the things that you think can steer you in the right direction for your day, you'll find what those things are. 100%. For you, it might be having breakfast. You know how a lot of people overlook breakfast, and you don't realize that your brain needs energy, fuel to function. And if you don't feed your brain in the morning, you're wondering why you're groggy 2 hours into
and this makes me bring back something we used to say. We always still say, but maybe we don't say it as much in recent episodes. Everything is nuanced.
Everything.
So for me now, if I take breakfast,
you will slump. Bro, I had a very high calorie diet one morning. Yeah. And my day was finished. I was like, never again. Never again. I was like,
So like you might need to tinker with
yes, exactly. But the point is, some authority figure has, or it doesn't even need to be an authority figure.
But I've read it
You've
somewhere.
read it somewhere. You've seen it somewhere.
You've
seen some recommendations as to how to start your day. Pick the ones that you think can apply to your context, and just try to see. The trick is to treat them religiously. And the term
hold them as sacred.
Yes, the term religious means that you don't joke with them. You show up for them.
You don't question them.
Every single
You don't question
day.
them. You don't joke with them. You just
follow
do. As you just do.
You just do. And you will find that every single morning you feel the exact same way towards work.
And that's very important.
Bro,
it's very
towards
very,
the
very,
game. You
very,
feel
very
the exact same way towards the game.
Yeah.
Unless something else is happening that's an external circumstance, you get. So definitely we know that exactly everything still boils back to being nuanced. There's no denying that. But every other thing being equal, you can control how you stay focused going into your morning. So if you need to answer emails before in your own quote now, 7:30 time, whatever the case is, just do what you need to do. But when you know that this is time for work, you must be aware of your distractions and kill them.
Very important.
You must know what those distractions are. So for me now, I know, you see that Instagram app? I've been to I will fight the founder one day. Bro, you see that app? Half the time I open the app, I open it because I wanted something.
Bro,
but the moment I open it, the moment I open it, I begin to ask myself, why did I open this app? Because I can't even remember. The app just does a fantastic job of sucking my brain away. Bro! And for some people, it's TikTok.
Yeah.
Right? For some people, it's YouTube.
Oh,
yes, YouTube has the same effect on me. Yeah. For you, it might be Twitter. Yeah. Whatever the case is. You must, if you're not aware of the distraction, you can't kill the distraction. So when I say, oh, I'm like, if you called me during the day, I'm unreachable. Yeah. It's not because I want to be unreachable. It's for the sake of where I'm going.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So if that thing is an emergency, or if I know that, okay, there's certain people in my life that I must communicate to that, oh, I will be unreachable in this way. Yeah. If you want to reach me, maybe send me a FaceTime message. It will pop up on my notification, on my mark, and I'll see, okay, somebody's trying to reach me. Okay, cool. Do you get? But I don't get notifications there. Yeah. Do you get? So I'm able to control the inflow from that side, but I can't control WhatsApp. I can't control. Yeah. So you must know the things that you can control and use those ones to your advantage. Yeah. And then kill whatever it is you can't control. You move it.
Like kill it. Yeah.
You want to be able to show up with the same level of energy every day.
As much as possible.
As much as possible. So that's how I do pregame. But you wanted to say something about the office, guys who work in the office.
Yeah, like I'm almost thinking that the pregame is probably the most fundamental part.
Yes. As I started talking, I realized
if you miss it, the day
they'll just be going.
It will be so hard to pick up. Bro, you can just go, I don't know.
Guy, for like full disclosure, yesterday I was supposed to shoot a YouTube video yesterday. I couldn't because like I hadn't made my hair and like my hair was a mess. I'm not going to shoot straight with that hair on. And my stylist was occupied. Yeah. So like that. So basically, my day just went to shit. Yeah. So imagine Amara, 9:30 p.m. in the night. Amara is working out, and I'm like, Amara, why are you working out at 9:30? Bro, the day went to shit. Like, bro, I have to work out. I don't want to work out by 9:30, but if that's what it gets to, then I'm willing to do that. But that's the point, that we must take the pregame very seriously.
Yeah. The important thing here, like, is standards. It's like holding certain routines or whatnot as sacrosanct. I haven't met a lot of free-form, free-flowing people that remain focused for long.
Not just remain focused. I'm thinking how. I know that there are. Like,
there probably might be just as a statistical possibility.
Yes, exactly.
Just because.
Exactly.
Yeah, but so it might seem like it has to be very controlled, but the point is because you're just starting out.
And we must also realize, guys, that I'm so sorry I had to cut you. We must also realize that you might think that freeform works for you. That's fine. That's great. If you can prove to yourself that it works for you, that's fine. That's
everything is nuanced.
Everything is nuanced. But if you know that freeform doesn't work for you and you're currently winging it, please try structure and
try structure.
Because
start with structure,
if you might think that freeform, you're winging it and it's working for you, but you're not really. You remember that Daniel said that there is a set of people in which freeform works, but they are the exception, not the rule. Yeah. So don't immediately assume that you are the exception. Start by thinking I'm the rule.
Too proud.
It's like everybody thinking, oh, we can be in Bill Gates' situation. No, he's the exception, he's not the rule. Do you get? Yeah.
For every Bill Gates you see there,
there's thousands,
unknown named
thousands.
Who are they? We don't know exactly.
We don't know exactly. He's the exception.
He's the exception. Yeah, so the point I wanted to add about the pregame for those in the office is having standards. So, for instance, if you have a work communication tool, it will mostly be two things: email and some kind of collaboration tool. Most of the times, it's Slack or Teams or whatever it is for whatever it is you do. As much as is in your control, take correspondence on only these two things. Email and Slack. Every other thing, turn it off.
Yeah.
Every other thing, turn it off.
Yeah, you must tunnel vision as much as possible.
See, like, you have to ruthlessly say no. See, you need to be happy saying no. That's a merch idea.
You know what? I'm laughing. I like this. Before zero test started, Daniel didn't like saying no. But you see, proof that you really take something in your life is when it begins to become part of your mantra.
Yeah.
That's when you know that yes, this thing is becoming ingrained into my soul.
You need to be able
to like guys, we know that yes, this is ingrained into Daniel's soul right
gross. It's gross. You need to be able to say no, man. You need to be able to say no. So that's the hack for those that are in the office. I know like there are some people, many management consultants or whatnot, that have it harder.
Yes.
You need to be able to be as reachable as you can on certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if it's putting on a D&D that only allows certain people.
I found that iPhones do that. I didn't know before.
So you know that the moment you hear your phone ring, you should pick.
Yeah.
Or you hear a notification, you should pick.
Yeah.
Allowing that is fine.
Exactly.
But
it's still controlling the sources in which you are reachable.
You need to be able to control the sources by which people can reach you, because if you give people time, they will take it and more.
They will take it.
They will take it and more.
And they don't really care.
And you'll be wondering what's the I want to say something like there's some things you just do. You end the day questioning your life decisions. Why did I do that? Why?
This was before the podcast,
guys. Why did I do that? So essentially,
Lord.
Guys, an easy setup to remain focused, because you need focus and mental discipline. Mental emotional discipline to be able to achieve these great big goals that you have set. Whether it's for the 12 months, for the 12-week year, or the 12-month year, you need focus and mental discipline. You choose. Because see, you don't fulfill goals by starting, you fulfill them by finishing. That continuing needs focus and discipline.
Bro,
have you ever seen
I would like to have a bit of a conversation about that continuing.
But that's the main thing. Bro, if you know how to continue and not stop, you will win.
You will win.
We've talked about this a bit before, remember? Yeah. If you know how to just keep going and not stop, you will win.
Yeah. Daniel said, I think episode 4, 5, 6, 7.
That traffic situation.
Yeah, Daniel said the way to do hard things is to not stop.
That's how to do it.
Nice.
So yeah, guys, like why we're talking about focus today is, and there are a lot of things.
Guys, we've not even talked about game and post game.
We've not even talking about the game and post game, but this pre-game, just take it. It's not necessarily about applying everything at once. Like we say, like do it small. This one that we have told you, go and do it. Do you understand? I want to rehash some of the points that Amara made that were incredible.
Yeah.
If you notice that there are certain things that get you in a particular mood, like a particular focus mode. So for instance, I realize when I read books about focus or discipline, like it's as if like the initial gra, I just milk it for that next 4 or 5 hours that I'm in that state. Then when I fall into something else, it's like I just fall into. So
got it.
That has become part of my routine. To read 20, 30, or for instance, I know that if I read or listen to an Elon Musk interview or a CEO interview, like, guy, what are you doing?
What are you doing in your life?
What are you doing in your life, bro? So,
like, guys, you see, like that's the level of self-awareness you must have.
Exactly. You know that this thing does it for you.
This thing does it for me. I will hold it.
That's it.
Dude.
Hold it.
And it works magic, guys.
Bro, it works magic. Like, it's a free hack.
It's a free hack. It's a free hack. So please help us reiterate again.
Yes. So, reiterating. So, if there are things you find that can help you, that get you to a particular mental state, milk them for what they are. Milk them for what they are. Controlling the inlets through which communication comes in. You need to be able to block that. And we talked about this before. Scheduling sessions for deep work.
Yes.
Very, very important. That's already into the game. But in the pre-game, this mental state or emotional state that you are in.
High performance environment as well.
Super important. See, guys, if it's possible, where you work should not be in your room. If it's possible.
If it's possible.
Where you
understand that there can be
even
nuances.
if you put your chair and your table in your room, your work table and desk in your room, make sure that thing is only for working. Don't watch movies on it. Don't watch movies on. You need to see. Prime the environment.
Exactly.
Prime the environment. So by the time you know you're on this chair.
I just realized I never watch movies on that.
Do you understand? You never do. You actually move to your dining table.
Yes,
go and
watch movies.
Exactly. Because, see, this place is a temple.
The temple.
It's a sanctuary. Like, this is where we are getting dreams. I beg.
This is where dreams are built.
Do you understand? So, prime your high performance environment as much as possible.
More than half of the battle is won in the environment.
I'm telling you.
More than half
honestly telling you. In my office, nobody comes in there anyhow. My baby wants to come and chill with me. I say, baby, chill first. I literally carry her outside. Then we play. She wants to disturb me or pinch me. But I have to carry her outside first. Because that inside, you are sleeping there. Are you mad? Why? Why? No. Wait. Do you understand? You understand? So, like, that's just how you need to treat this place. It might seem, it's too much.
Guys, I beg you. I beg you. On this aspire to perspire. Do it first.
I love it so much. I love it so much.
And when you're in doubt about what to do, spend some slow down. Introspect. Slow 100%.
down. I love this.
You see, Daniel has said A, he has said B. Okay, A and B don't really apply to my scenario. But if you think deep and hard, you'll find that there's something else that applies.
Yeah, and
you have all the pieces. We don't.
See, 100%. That's it. Like, see, most times you know the solution, or you can figure out the solution that is context specific to you.
Yes.
You just need to exercise yourself. So, guys, I liked this episode. It's not the most structured one that we've had.
It's not.
But we hope that there are a couple of things you can take away still. So, as always, thank you guys for listening, and we'll be seeing you in the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.